Hello music people. Today I'm going to introduce submixes. The first thing I want you to know about submixes is that in most live sound situations, it's not really necessary for you to use a submix. It is often totally acceptable to just send all of your channels straight to the main mix, as I'm doing right here with channel 2. I've got the main mix button pressed, this fader is up, the main mix fader is up, and I can run all of my channels that way and it's fine. But there might be some scenarios where you want to use a submix. One possible example is that if you've got 5 or 6 microphones on a drum set, what you might do is you might create a nice mix between all of those mics on your drums. So maybe you want this channel here, this channel there. You might have this specific mix that you aren't going to want to touch too much once you've set it. But let's say you just want to have the entire drum set sound go up or down. Well, what you could do is you could send all of these channels to a submix. And so instead of having to turn all 6 of these faders up at once, you can just assign it to a single fader if you want to turn up all of the drums at the same time. There's a lot of other applications for submixes as well. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll just turn these back down. So what I'm going to do, if I want to run this through a submix, I don't have to press in the main button. I'm going to make sure that's not pressed in anymore. Let's say I want to run it through submix 1. Well, I'm going to press this button that says 1, 2 on it. So now I'm sending it to submix 1, 2. The next thing I have to do on this particular board, you'll notice that there's buttons on top of each of these 4 faders, and it says left, right. And so what I want to do in this case is I just want to use this fader to control this submix. So I'm actually just going to press both the left button and the right button on top of this, and I'm going to turn this up. And as I do so, now you can hear the mic going through the PA system. Of course, I still have to have my main mix fader up, right? If I turn that down, it's down. But basically, channel 2 is being run first through a submix and out of the submix into the main mix. Now, one thing you should be aware of is that a lot of times submixes are grouped into stereo pairs. So really, submix 1 is left, submix 2 is right. So really what I should be doing, what's better to do, is to press the left button on top of submix 1, press the right button on top of submix 2, and bring that up. Now, if you're just running mono out of this board, it's not as important to do that, but if you wanted to really do things properly, then that's what you should do, and you should be, turning both of these up at the same time. Because when I press this button 1, 2 in, I'm actually sending this to both 1 and 2. And, I don't want to have, in most cases, you don't want to have something going through just the left speaker and not the right speaker. You want it to come out of both the speakers. So that's the best way to do that. Let's say instead I want channel 2 to come out of submix 3 and 4. Well, I do the same thing. I'll just turn these down. I'll press left on top of channel 3, right on top of channel 4. I will make sure that 3, 4 is pressed in, and I turn both these faders up, and I'm in the submix. So that's basically an introduction to submixes. I hope that's helpful, and I will see you next time.